Here are 5 positive meanings to Mercury retrograde. So if you find yourself in one of these 3 categories, first, you're just annoyed with all the negative connotations to Mercury retrograde, everyone rolling their eyes, oh, it's Mercury retrograde again. Or 2, you know there's a deeper spiritual meaning behind Mercury retrograde, that it's positive and helpful to your spiritual journey. Or 3, you're so far along in your spiritual journey that you don't even pay attention to other people's meanings behind planetary aspects. You have your own intuitive meanings and you apply them very well to your own life. These 5 positive meanings to Mercury retrograde is going to be a huge relief for you and very resonant. The first positive meaning is communication coming back. So whether that's a reply from a person you've been waiting to hear back from, or even a job offer you've been waiting to hear back from. And it could also be associated with a question you asked the universe that you're waiting to hear back from. Which brings me to number 2, going in to hear your inner guidance. It's a great time to get in touch with yourself and your higher self. Instead of focusing on communicating out into the world, we often forget how important it is to connect with ourselves. In the olden days, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have these overly crowded cities like we do today. And we had more time to ourselves. We had more time to focus on what we think of ourselves rather than what other people think of us. Which brings me to number 3, which is that Mercury retrograde happens 3 to 4 times a year, lasting about 3 weeks each time. That's a few weeks every few months. It's like the universe wants us to review what just happened in the few months before we move forward to the next season or something. This gives us a chance to do any inner work we have instead of having the inner work stacked up for years and giving us diseases. And it gives us a chance to course correct on any of the goals we are currently working on to manifest. The universe wants us to focus on our true life's work. When I talk about our life's work, I mean the people and our passions that we love and we want to prioritize. This ebb and flow is part of our natural cycle. So speaking of our cycles of refocusing and prioritizing our manifestations, brings me to point 4, which is that Mercury retrograde happens a lot. Because Mercury retrograde happens so frequently, why would you want to relate it to a negative sign? I have a particular car that I use as a sign as my good luck car. And it's a special car, but it's not so rare and it's common enough that I see it, every once in a while. And when I see it, I know something very special, very significant is happening in my life. But if I picked a good luck car that was so rare that I never see it, what would be the point? You manifest your reality through your beliefs. And if you're constantly thinking that bad luck is around the corner, guess what's going to happen? So F those folks that infiltrated the spiritual community with that kind of shit. Which brings me to my 5th positive message of Mercury retrograde. Now we know Mercury is related to communications. You might find that technology, computers, cell phones, Wi-Fi connections, emails, messages, packages being delivered, GPS, and things of that sort may glitch at this time. That is not a negative. It's a gentle nudge not to rely on technology too much. The universe wants to communicate with you through nature and more natural things. So you can use the clock to see number signs or the radio to hear a song, but the most pure way to connect to spirit and your intuition is through nature, your body, and the elements. So Mercury, the planet of communication and technology, in retrograde, as in going back or going within, communication with yourself, going in, going back to yourself, and technology, your body, is the best technology out there, bar none. Here's some ways to connect during Mercury retrograde through nature, your body, your senses, and the elements. You can light some candles and make some tea and sit down with some paper and pencil and see what comes through. You could even take a bath or have a foot soak or go for a swim. You could sit in the sunlight or the moonlight or on plants or grass or sand. You can sit by the window where you can see the sky, the clouds, the rain, the snow, the stars. You can go for a walk with meditative music, a nature walk or a hike. You can give yourself a sound bath with solfeggio frequencies, binaural beats, shamanic drums or singing bowls, music without lyrics, whatever you resonate with. Or you can do some gardening. You could water your plants and observe the plants and insects and animals. In conclusion, Mercury retrograde is a blessing. It's a reminder to get back to who you really are and to live life accordingly. It's a chance to catch up with yourself and the universe inside of you. Because what's going out there is a game. That's physical reality. And what's inside is how you want to play that game with your beliefs, goals, and passions. And by beliefs, I mean, ask yourself, what kind of game do you want to play in this lifetime? What does your ideal world look like? That is your destination. This is your spiritual journey there. What are your goals for this lifetime? And when I say goals, I mean self-mastery, soul mission, life purpose, life's meaning. That's the other ways you can phrase that. And ultimately, it's refocusing on your passions, which is your natural abilities, skills, knowledge, and interests. What are you naturally curious about? And where and how will you learn, grow, and create with those passions? You could be passionate about your own life, about the people around you, the people that you love, things that you're interested in, places, and that's the game, my friend. So I'll leave you with this, beautiful soul, and that is Mercury retrograde is natural. It comes in cycles, and the most natural cycle is to reconnect with yourself, your inner universe, your inner guidance, your higher self, your goals, your manifestations, your priorities, your passions, any healing work you want to do, anything that comes up, what you feel like in the moment, what you're curious about, your creative urges, your spiritual growth, to nurture yourself, nourish yourself, connect with nature and the elements and your body, your mind, your thoughts, and your beliefs. It's a beautiful, natural cycle, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I'm Mystic Mia Moshe, and I wish you much love and light.